This is for writing. So this is for your timed writing. The sub will give you a specific amount of time, and we'll pause the video on this. You may choose either the top prompt or the bottom one. You're going to write about it. Remember, a paragraph has at least 3 sentences, but try to get 5. And then when you're finished, you can write about whatever you want. So you may choose, what is a veteran and how do you honor veterans? Or tell what you did on your extra day off from school. Write for the full amount of time until the chimes go, and then wait for instruction from your teacher. Pause the video for the journal prompt while you're reading, while you're writing, and then we'll go on to DOL. All right, this is the DOL for Monday. Because today is Tuesday, I want you to work on Monday and Tuesday. So pause the video, do the best you can do. Don't rewrite these sentences until after you've checked on the video. So just use the editing marks for capitals and punctuation. Check for spelling or anything else that has to be crossed out and changed, and then just leave it. Answer the rest of them on Monday and Tuesday while the video is paused, and then come back to check them. All right, look at the answers, and we'll go through them quickly. This sentence said, does you have a dog or a cat? First of all, we know we need a capital, and they were asking us a question, so we need a question mark. But we don't say, does you. We say, do you, so we cross off the ES. In this sentence, me and William like to help Mr. Smith wash the chalkboards. Well, there's a lot of mistakes in here. We'll start at the end. We need a period at the end. Mr. Smith is someone's name, so Mr. has to be capitalized, and he needs a period after it because it's an abbreviation. That is not the end of the sentence. That's just an abbreviation. And his last name, Smith, needs a capital also. William is a person. He needs a capital, but we never start with ourself. Okay? So cover up and William and see if you would use me. Me like to help Mr. Smith wash the chalkboards. Do we talk like that? No, we would say I like to help. So if you would use it without William, then you would use I with William. So you need to switch these around. So it says William and I like to help Mr. Smith wash the chalkboards. After we've gone through all of these, take the time to rewrite your sentences correctly. Okay, give 2 words that rhyme with ring. I chose bling and sing. As long as it's a word that ends with ing and just 1 syllable. So it wouldn't make sense to use running to rhyme with ring. It has to have the ing and this I here as its vowel. You can change the beginning consonants. Which word is spelled correctly? This word is near. Spell it out loud. N-E-A-R. And this word is seat. Spell it out loud. S-E-A-T. Okay, very quickly flip it over to the back and mark how many of those did you get correct. And then move to Tuesday. I'm going to cover something up. Okay, these are analogies. Remember that this means is. So is to. Elephant is to enormous as mouse is to what? So think of elephant and enormous. How are those related? Well, an elephant is enormous. Just like a mouse is, what's another word that describes it, or a word that describes it? Well, it's not enormous. It is, let's see if I can move fast enough, tiny. Okay? This one is a little bit harder. No corners means something is round. 4 corners means something is what? I chose these 2 words. If you have another word that actually describes it, you may use that. I said corners are sharp, or it would be square. It probably is square is probably the best one because they're describing the shape of it, not the feeling of it. But I want you to see that sometimes analogies can have a couple of possibilities. Okay, so look at this. It says use context clues to determine the meaning of the bolded word below. The word is pedestrian. The cars waited for the pedestrian to do what? Walk across the street. So what does a pedestrian do? It's someone who walks. Okay, and we know IAN is someone who. Like a magician is someone who does magic. A pedestrian is someone who walks. Good. Look at this sentence. This one is a little bit harder because we haven't done titles yet. Have you read a book called The Day Jimmy's Boa Ate the Wash? Well, I asked you a question, so it has to have a question mark. This has to have a capital because it's the beginning. But when we are writing and we get a book title, we have to underline the whole title. And then a book title. The first word starts with a capital, the last word starts with a capital, and all the important words in the middle have capitals. Words that are not important are words like a, an, the, or, and. Okay, so the gets capitalized because it's the first word. Day, Jimmy's, Boa, ate, but then there's the. That's not important, so we leave it small. Wash. So rewrite that correctly here. I and Chris will not be in the same class this year. Well, first of all, take out Chris. I will not be in the same class this year, or me will not be in the same class this year. Well, because you'd say I without Chris, you'd say I with Chris. We have to capitalize I and Chris because those are names. This is a pronoun, but it's for me. I'm talking about myself. And we have to switch them. It's always the other person. And then we always need to end with a cap or a period or some kind of end punctuation. So write your sentences in there correctly and then use the back and mark how many did you get correct today.